Hello, everyone. I'm Anupam Datta. I'm Chief Scientist and President at Truera and a former professor at Carnegie Mellon University. This talk is about fundamentals of ML monitoring in 10 minutes. You just deployed your ML model. Everything's cool, right? Your job is done. Quite far from it. Once the model is in production, a lot can go wrong. And the work has in fact just begun to ensure that the model will deliver value in production to the business. What can go wrong? There might be data pipeline bugs. There could be unforeseen changes in the world, new untrained use cases, shifting concepts and behavior, or even adversarial attacks. These are the kinds of problems that we have seen in production at a number of deployed installations with users across the world. So fundamental number one is monitoring is absolutely essential. The moment you put a model in production, it goes on a wild ride, and monitoring is absolutely essential to ensure that your models continue to deliver value and continue to perform well. Fundamental number two is that in order for monitoring to be adopted at scale across organizations, you need seamless and scalable integration. By that, what I mean is that the monitoring product needs to be very easy to integrate with the rest of your tech stack. It needs to be universal in the sense that it should work across a wide array of model development and deployment platforms, as well as data stores, offering up insights at scale that'll be key to maintain the quality of models over time. And in addition, support some of the common forms of multi-model setups, where you might have lots of types of models in production, tens of models, hundreds of models, or even thousands, as we are seeing in the wild. In addition, integrating well with some of the common forms of testing of models, such as A/B testing. So fundamental number two, seamless scalable integration of ML monitoring into your machine learning tech stack. Number three, you want to be able to track a broad range of metrics, not just accuracy, where the historical attention has been. But you also want metrics regarding drift. The Zillow example from last year should be fresh in many people's minds. Zillow lost close to $500 million because their models were trained at a time where the housing prices were going up. And then when the housing market started cooling down, the models continued to overestimate the price of houses that Zillow ended up buying and then selling at a loss. That's a classic example of concept drift, which monitoring appropriately used should be able to catch. There are other kinds of examples, like fairness-related problems. Fairness issues crop up across the board in many consumer-facing use cases, like credit decisioning, fraud analysis, recruiting, and more. Data quality is another area which is extremely important to monitor and maintain over time. It's very central, especially a big part of model quality turns on data quality, as the data-centric AI movement is starting to recognize. Finally, now that you're tracking a bunch of metrics, a wide range of metrics across lots of your models, fundamental number 4 is that you need to know when to pay attention. For example, when is drift significant? You can't possibly track and act on every movement in your metrics. You want to know where the critical deviations are that require attention and adjustment to models and data sets. For example, if your accuracy or forecasted accuracy is dropping a lot and the model is exceeding drift thresholds as well, that might be a good example of an alert that you want to act on. Having a systematic toolkit that can help focus your attention on what really matters in terms of model impact and its implications for business KPIs. That's where you need to pay attention. And that's what a good monitoring solution should offer. And finally, fundamental number 5 is that when you get alerts, when an issue is brought to your attention, you need to be able to go deeper and have tools that support fast debugging, leveraging root cause analysis. If there is a big shift in the model score drifts, you want to be able to know what features or combinations of features are driving the drift so that you can go examine whether the historical relationships encoded in the data are still true. Does the data need augmentation? Does your model need adjustments? And on this note, one takeaway that I want to leave you with is that rich data-centric AI involves not just looking at the data in isolation, it involves looking at the data through the lens of the model so that you can separate out truly consequential aspects of the data that has impact on your model performance and other central metrics. And that will help focus your attention on data areas that need augmentation, adjustment, relabeling, and so forth. With that, let me leave you with these 5 fundamentals of monitoring. Monitoring is absolutely essential. When your model moves into production, your work is far from done. It has just begun. And you need to keep an eye on your models and to monitor them to ensure that they continue to deliver business value in a sustainable manner. Second, seamless scalable integration of a monitoring product into your overall tech stack for machine learning is absolutely key. You want to be able to do that integration rapidly so that you can start getting value from monitoring right away, irrespective of whether you're building your models on AWS SageMaker or on GCP or on other kinds of model development and deployment platforms. Third, you want to track a broad range of metrics, not just accuracy, but much broader than that. Metrics related to drift and data quality and fairness and more, so that you have a better view, a more complete view of the quality of your models. Number 4, now that you're tracking lots of different metrics across your data and models, you want to get alerted only when there are significant shifts so that you can focus your attention on what truly matters and impacts the model's performance and your business and responsible AI KPIs. Finally, you want to be able to find the root causes when you get alerts so that you can act on that information and make adjustments to your data and models. And with that, let me conclude. Here are the 5 fundamentals of monitoring that I want to leave you with. Thank you very much.